Going to go absolutely wild here. Now, I can't turn it into a 7, but we can rest their board here. Welcome back, crew. Got a fun one for you today. Zoro and Sanji. Now, some time ago, I made a video about this deck. This was a few formats ago, so you might not be familiar with it, but we can have a lot of fun with this deck. This is not a deck that I am expecting to break the meta. Not one of those decks. It is a fun deck. But not only is it fun, it does give the top meta a run for their money. If you find what you need, you have a really good game and you can take the win against any deck. It's not consistent enough to actually hit the meta, I don't believe, but it's up there. It really is up there. Let me go through what we got here. Now, I'm going to add in another game. I wasn't going to do it because I was using a slightly different deck list. The original deck list I was doing was for the OP13 format, and I had a white beard in there instead of this card here. I think there might have been one other change that I've made to the deck. I think I added some of these in, and I've also swapped the Perona with a Wanda. I'm going to include that game anyway because it is just a fun game and it was into an OP13 deck, so you can sort of see the strength that this leader is at. That said, I changed this build. This build is still good for OP13, but there is no OP13 characters in this deck, so you can actually run this right now in OP12. Really cool. So let me talk about what this deck is doing. Now you can jump straight ahead to the games, but before you do that, just get a load of what this thing does because you have one of the most nuts move in the entire One Piece trading card game in this deck. I'm going to show it to you first. Then if you don't want to see the rest of the cards, go to the videos, but do watch this part because this is really, really cool. So if you're not familiar with the leader, you add 1 Don to your leader, and when attacking, you may return up to one of your 2 cost or higher, has to be at least 2 cost, or higher to the owner's hand. Then you get to set one of your power 7,000 or less characters as active. Now that is 7,000 with the Don on it as well. So if I throw 8 Don on this Perona, I can't restand this character. And I can't use the first effect to take this Perona to my hand because it's only a 1 cost, not a 2. I can return a Lord Beppo to my hand if I choose. That is something I can do. It's a 10 cost. It's above 2. This is when the fun starts, right? Get ready for it. Carrot. If you haven't seen Carrot, she hasn't been around recently because she was like everywhere at one time. She has an on play and when attacking effect. This is perfect for our deck because we love when attacking and we love on play. She's a 6,000 power, 5 cost. All good numbers. When attacking, on play, up to one of your opponent's rested 7 cost or less characters do not become active in its next refresh phase. Really, really strong stuff, particularly when you're seeing boards like EAM in OP13. There's a lot of boards play these 7 cost characters or less, so she is very effective, very effective. So when you swing with this, you freeze down that character. And the cool thing is you can then throw a Don onto your leader and return a 2 cost and restand her, and then she's swinging again. That's 2 potential characters that you can freeze down for the turn. And we're going to do that in one of the games, but that's not nutty enough. Not nutty enough, no. There is actually one card which is perfect for this deck. I've been running this card since OP06. It's this Shishilian. This card here is a 2 cost, which means we can return it to our hand when we have 1 Don on our leader to restand a character. But wait, it has an on-play effect. So you pay your 2 Don. You do this, you need to be on your 10 Don turn to do this effectively. Otherwise, on a 9 Don turn, you can do it, but you're only swinging 6 with carrot. Here's the numbers. On play. So what you do first is you're on your 10 Don. You throw 1 Don onto carrot and you swing. You freeze whatever you can on the board. You swing at whatever target you need to hit. But you're swinging 7k. Really good number. She's now sideways. You then have Shishilian. You play it down. It's cost 2. On play effect. Cost 2. So you rest another 2 Don. That's 4 Don down. But the on play effect is set up to one of your Mink tribe type characters with a cost of 5 or less as active. Guess what? Carrot. 5 cost. Mink's tribe. She will become active when you play this down. So you played this down, you've paid 4, and 1 on here, that's 5 Don used. You swing with carrot again. That's another 7k swing. Great. Now you throw 1 Don onto your Zoro. You got 4 left. You swing with Zoro. Zoro Sanji. Sorry, Sanji. Zoro Sanji. You swing with that. That's a 6k. At whatever target you need. And you use your effect. You return this to hand. You restand carrot. You now have another swing with carrot because she's restood. You swing with carrot. That's 3 attacks with carrot. You've still got 4 Don left. So you could choose for that last attack to be extra Don thrown onto it. Or if you're going for all out, you use 2 Don to play this down again. You use the other 2 Don to use the effect, restanding carrot, swinging with carrot for a 4th time. You can do 4 carrot swings, locking down 4 characters on the board. This is huge numbers. 4 sevens is 28. Plus the 6, this 34,000 in power of attack with only 1 character on board. That is nuts. That is absolutely nuts. No other deck can explode like this deck. Now, obviously, this is the main one that we have in our arsenal. If they take out the carrot, most people will take out the carrot. They see it as a threat. We can still do something similar with Pedro. However, Pedro does not lock down, and Pedro is 1,000 power less than the carrot. So you're only swinging 6,000 power 4 times if that's what you need to do. And that does come up more than you'd think because you have these 2 on board. You're trying to protect your carrot and they target it. It's okay. You still have this as a second option. Now, this is the other option that we have in the game is the Smoker. Smoker isn't getting restood by the Shishilian effect, but swinging twice banish 7k, really good. And the way I like to play this one out is ideally I think you want to go first. You go first, you try and find something like this on turn 1 to just find something in your deck. You're mulliganing for having carrot in hand because carrot can't be found with the Perona effect. Perona finds only Slush. I did have Wander in the deck. Wander searches for Mink Tribe, which is also effective. I think though, I'd rather be searching, I think, because Perona is able to find, this card here, it's able to find this as well. It's able to find this. It's able to find this one here also, and the Pedro. So I feel like Perona's got a good mix of the things it can find. Wander's still, I think they're equally as good. Depends what you want to go for. I usually like to drop Smoker first, and that's why I've gone for Perona over Wander. So what you do, turn 1, you drop this if you can. Turn 2, you drop a 2 cost, not this 2 cost. This one stays in your hand as your ace up your sleeve. Love ace, keep it up your sleeve. You're going to drop something like this, Duval is your number 1 option because he's going to optimize the top of your deck. So you drop that, turn 2, you use your other Don, you just swing 6 with your leader. Or you play your Perona if you got that on the second turn and Next turn, you're on 5 Don. You drop the Smoker, you do a 5k swing. That's the end of your turn. Hopefully, if you've played this one down, it protects this one from being KO'd. So consider that. as an option over Duvel if you think you need to protect that card on the turn. On your next turn, 7 Don, this is where the fun starts. This is where your opponent may have swung into you with one of their characters. You now have a target for Carrot for on play. So you might use 5 Don for the Carrot. You're a 7 Don leader, so you might then want to swing once with Smoker, throw a Don on here, swing again, and restand. You might be taking this one back to then restand this one. Now, at this point, you need to make the decision, do you want to leave this rested or do you want to attack again? Depending on the situation, either could be good. If you did go second, you will have an additional Don, so you would be able to instead swing once with this, play this, and play this down. Don't forget, Smoker can use its activate main and unrest a Don, so you can throw it on here. You will have an extra Don to use that turn. So you could actually play this, play one of these, and still have a Don on here on your 7 Don turn. The next turn, you're on 9 Don. You can then do, 3 swings with Carrot if you want, and you got this on. They're starting to deal with a very tricky board. This is sort of how it goes, and then everything else is really just to support the game plan here. Pedro, I want to just talk about Pedro briefly because Pedro is, in my opinion, very underrated. He's a blocker. As I said, you can pair him with Shishilian. He has a on KO and you get to choose one of 2 options. Option 1, rest one of your opponent's Don. I feel like this is so strong because when you're going against things like Wincon Roger that needs the 10 Don active, or, a Shanks that needs a 10 Don active, you block an attack, you rest one of their Don, they lose their rush, now they've lost their chance to gain lethal that turn. Their plan's out the window, and you're able to go in next turn and just burst them down with a Carrot. Really strong. The other thing it can do is KO one of your opponent's rested 6 or lower characters. It means it's a deterrent. So sometimes they won't swing with a 6 because they don't want to lose it to Pedro. Really strong card when it's on the field. But yeah, resting a Don, don't dismiss the power of that. That's really, really strong. Playing this is a really great card, resting Don or characters, so you can rest down blockers or you can rest down things that you want to swing with, freeze down with Carrot. We also have this for the same reason. We can freeze down things with Carrot if we rest them first. And last thing I want to talk about is this card here, Law Beppo here. It is not bad. Don't know if it needs to be in the deck, but it is pretty cool. You can throw it down, become a 7k leader, establish an 11k body on the board, and you're swinging 7 on this turn. So not too bad. You're not able to restand with the Shishilian because it has to be a 5 cost or less for Shishilian, but otherwise that would be nutty as well. Yeah, that's pretty much the deck. I've got this Carrot in here. It's a 2k counter. The reason is I had it there when Wanda was searching it, so you're probably better off searching for a 2k slasher instead. I would go for something like the Mihawk from the same structure deck this came from, structure deck 12. That Mihawk is a 2k counter and it allows you to play a slash character onto the field. I think 5 cost? No, it's a 3 cost that plays a 4 cost. I think that's it. Can play the Pedro. That's probably your best target, but any case, it is searchable from this. So this isn't ideal. If you're going to copy the list, just swap that out for the Mihawk. This is why you stick around and listen to the end of this. Now, let's jump in to some games. I know you're excited for them. And don't forget, this is a deck for locals. Have some fun with it. Give it a go because honestly, it is so much fun. If you love Ace, you'll love this deck because of what you're doing with it. The tools that you have at your disposal, they are there. Let's enjoy. All right. Drop this down. We'll grab a carrot and pass turn. So what we want to do is a carrot Shishalan combo. Using Wanda, we need one event still. Banish. Quite harsh there, but can get out of it. And what we'll do is, I think we'll just set up a little bit here. We'll throw this down. We don't need to do anything here. We're just going to play down this. All right. Next turn, we drop the smoker, and then we can drop banishes on that. And we can double hit these two, so that's pretty cool. I mean, swing twice for banish. So really cool stuff here. Let's take it. Yeah, in my opinion, this is a kill on sight, and having this down will prevent that. So kind of cool. Kind of cool. So we'll attack into this. Just get rid of this one off the board now. We won't do any shenanigans here. Drop this down and pass. Now we're pretty set. So next turn I'm going to drop the carrot. If they attack with this, I can rest this. And I can do 2 swings with this smoker as well. So, okay. All right, so they are going for it. 7 first. Wondering if we just take these or not. I don't want to lose these two. I think we just take both. And I mean, I could get out of this one, so maybe I'll do that. All right, and they've left one up here, so we are going to rest this. Definitely. We do 7 here. I'm then going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 8 into this. 8 at face. 8 into this one. I reckon they'll lose it. I should have actually, what I should have done was 6 at this, use the extra 2 to play this down again. That was the move. That was what should have happened. And they've protected it. Interesting. Very interesting. We're going to attack here. Really taking their resources here. And then we're going to freeze this one. So now if they focus on this, we can actually, next turn, do a 4 strike with carrot, which is crazy. We don't need to though, so I don't know that we will. but we can. I'm more likely to protect this at this stage. Interesting. They'll send the rest in to take this thing out. I mean, I can do 3 and 1. And this is where I should have played that differently. We let it go. And I guess we take this one. Ooh. How funny. How funny. So, I'll do 3 swings and then drop this one. I think that's what I do. So we'll attack here and we'll lock down this. Oof. Big oof. All right, so we can do a 5. And a 2. I need to get a blocker up. We need to get rid of this thing as well. So I think if I do 8, might be enough. Left with 1, 2, 4, and 2. I think that's the play. That we do this. We drop one of these and drop one of those. So we got 2 here now. And we can use this one here as well. So if they don't set up, we could actually take him out next turn with 3 hits here. Going to be hard though. Would be hard. Okay. Rush. Ooh. It's pretty big. Okay. That's interesting. We do... not block. I'm just wondering whether I lose this or not. It's a 2 cost, which could be useful. I think we just have to go this way. And then we block this one. Because technically I can triple hit with this. Or 4 hit if I really want to. So yeah, got the rush. Can't do anything about this. So actually I should have... No, I think it's still fine. I think we're just in trouble. I I think that's the case. We're just in trouble. If your life is lower than your opponent's life, this card cannot be KO'd by battle. Why didn't they attack with it? Ah, because I can explode. Interesting. So, do we just go for it? We do a 6, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. Yeah, 6. What do they find? I guess they're looking for a 2k. 1k. All right. Play this down. Attack. Desperate times right now. Desperate times. Ooh, okay. So this will go through. We're going to return this one. And hopefully this isn't like a +4 or something. All right, so got through that one. Not bad, not bad. Let's find another game. All right, we have Kid here. This will be an interesting one. This will be interesting. I find Kid is actually a really underrated leader. Always tough. I feel like it's a leader that's always just missing the mark against the top meta, but such a strong leader, like always has a chance to win. All right, so I'm guessing they're deciding turn order. They're going second, so we got first. This is a good one to have in our hand. So gonna keep this. And love that we've got Shishilian too. This is going to be a combo you guys will love. Absolutely love. Can they take it out? I'm not sure. I don't know if they've got anything to take out this. So next turn, we'll play this. As long as they don't get this on the turn we play it, I think we are going to have a good time. Going to be a good time. Even better time, actually. Even better time. This card here is going to chew through their life. Get rid of these triggers that we don't like. So we're dropping this next turn instead. This we might do the turn after. We'll take this one. Just trying to increase our hand to be able to defend our carrot and our smoker. All right. This won't be a problem because we'll lock it down the following turn. We'll just attack now. See what they do. Might get one from hand. Being at 4, they might take, but I feel like they're more likely to take the one from hand. Still having 5 at the end isn't too bad. And what's the chance I throw 6 on this and attack? Then they can use a 2k. Stand corrected. They want to take it. That's fine. And we go for Smoker. So Smoker's not rested. It is susceptible. They could KO it. Can't think of any card off the top of my head which they could, but there are options in yellow to remove 5 costs. This thing could be going down. So we'll be on 7 on next turn. What we can do is play a carrot, play a Duvel, attack 7. So we won't take this one. We'll get rid of this. We will defend this as well. Don't want to go too low here. Another one. Okay. This is fine. Blocker. And they might turn this into a blocker. Which is a pretty good move because then they can gain a life out of that. They did not. Okay. All right. Instead of Duvel, we'll play this down. So first we attack 7 here as Banish. They block. We'll go for playing Duvel down. Have a look here. This is going to be good. This is going to rest their blockers. So we keep in this order. I like all that. And we're going to return this one. I'm going to just freeze this thing down. Activate this one. Throw this on. We're going to attack at face here. Return Duvel. Restand Smoker. A lot of pressure happening. And then we'll do one here, one more, Banish. So 2 cards from hand, ditching that, that's fine. And end our turn. We've got this we can attack with next turn. If they do manage to get the Smoker, we'll block. I will block. Still got a 2k here. Happy to use 2 1s. 4k in defense on a 7k. Pretty good. We could see a kid come down. Or the law. The law's a good option. So we want to keep this thing around. It's going to do us very well long term, being able to hit this life. And then they either need to put an extra Don on. Okay, that's fine. I think what we do, we 2k out of this one. This will be in here. Yeah, knew it. Knew it. Let's go here. And they turn this into a blocker. Yeah, this is fine because what we're going to do, this is so messed up. So messed up. We can freeze this down. So we attack here. They block. They shouldn't have blocked. They shouldn't have blocked. We're going to go absolutely wild here. Now I can't turn it into a 7, but we can rest their board here. Wild stuff. Wild stuff. Not sure what trigger they just hit, but it's something. At the moment, we can restand either of these, but we're going for this. I'm going to use the card action. We will restand this here, attack again, locking down this one. We'll then have one on here. We can attack, return this. We may as well, I'm going to do attack here, return this. And because they're so locked down already, I can just apply, I can have this rested, and I can just apply this one down. So we're going to do 2 more on carrot, swing 8 in, locking down this one, taking probably 3 from hand, my guess, maybe just 2. Even if it's just 2, really happy with that. Okay. Okay. And we've got this to rest their blockers later, so this is more than good. More than good. What are they meant to do in this situation? 3 life, 2 blockers on board. KO, that's what they do. This is rested, so we've got our 2 blockers are the best blockers we could find. And they didn't have the life, so they couldn't use Zeus, but I think they made a mistake there. I think they were meant to do it in the other way around, but we let this go through because we want to keep this so we can do a 4 times 7k attack. And they concede on the spot because we had so much coming at them. That turn we would have had 4 7s, another 7, which is banish, and a 6. So 6 attacks coming at them. And because they're like 5 7s, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and the 5th one's going through guaranteed with maths. So, and then you still had another 6k attack on top of that. That was a breezy game actually for this Zoro Sanji. Let's find another game. Jimbe, this is different. This is different. It's going to be fun. Green is fun when you're playing green. Got the carrot, Shishalan. We are loving this hand. We're going second as well. So we've got a nice turn 1 play with Duval, optimizing the top of our deck for the next 3 turns. And that will pretty much see us out to the end of the game. I think, anyway. Now, Jimbe, it's not one I see too often. I'm just going to... We want this guy early. We get him next turn. So, Jimbe, enter your turn. If you have 6 cards or less in your hand, set up to one of your Fishman or Merfolk type characters and 1 Don as active. Okay, no rest for the wicked. Can't do anything because of this Arlong shutting down our blocker. Not a bad thing. It's okay. I think I just play these 2 out. They're on a low hand, so we attack low numbers. And then we just do a 2 and a 2. We have a look again. This is good. This is good. This is a better next turn play. I like to play Smoker first, then Carrot after. I find it's just a little bit more effective that you play the Smoker down, they attack with some characters, and you can use your Carrot to rest something on play. Get more out of it. All right, 5 into me. We take. And then we'll defend this one. And still got all of our blockers here. So not too concerned about low hand size. Right, so we could go either way right now. We play this next turn, so the turn after we can go nuts with this combo. We just do this now. We do a small attack here. I'm going to actually go for board. I'm going to go for board. I can get more out of their hand if they choose to protect it. I don't think they will. But it also, I don't want them to take their life, which they were likely to on that situation, because I want to start hitting them with the smoker. And we're double hitting them with the smoker. Okay, resting it down. They've lost the character on board to actually swing into us with. Don't think it would have really mattered anyway. They've got nothing to lock it down either. So we'll lose a character here. And we'll take a hit if they do swing in here. Because we need to keep these two. Okay, Perona's good. Restanding at the end of their turn. And a Don. 6 cards here. 6 cards. So what we could do is rest this one and this one. I do this, I rest the 2. So it'll cost me 4. Or I can, yeah, I do that. I do that. It's 4. I then can't play carrot though. That doesn't work. Doesn't work how I want it to. We just attack. And what we'll do is 1 on this, return this. Attack in, return this one, restand. We can then attack again. Don't get to lock things down because of the way this deck plays, but it's okay. We play this down, choose none, and then we can play Duvel down again, optimize the top here. I think we're going to go for the 0 cost. I think we've got all of the ingredients we need right now. So all we need to do, we don't even need to protect the smoker, but we will if we can. What we want to do is not use this. This card is going to unlock this deck very, very soon. Okay. Rested characters. They're going to try and KO this. We can use our action here because this is a slash. They're now forced to attack into this character, which is extra Don. They need... Ooh, okay. Not attack. This is, they didn't do it. They didn't want to discard one from hand. So we can't protect from hand unless we lose Shishilian. We can rest this and then we can use a 1k. So we'll do that. As long as they don't attack into the blocker. Actually, it doesn't even matter. Doesn't even matter. And we get out of this one. They might attack into the blocker. Doesn't even matter. Because we're going to use this. And we're going to shut this thing down. We could shut a lot of things down. We could shut a lot of things down. We do this. We rest these two. We rest you and we rest you. We add one. No, we attack 7, which is 2 from hand or 1 from life. We add 1. We attack and we shut this thing down. We play this. Use action. Select target. We shut this thing down. This could be game. This could be game. That's 2 cards here. Then there's a 6 and there's another 2 cards. So at worst, they're going to have 2 cards in hand. And they're going to be forced to is it game? Yep. Yeah, so interesting. So interesting. I hope you enjoyed those games. I'm just going to do a little quick calculation because I'm curious if they could have gotten out of it. Could they have taken us in that turn with the hand that they had? They had Hody. So, I mean, we couldn't hold anything up, but they have potentially another attacker. But 10 Don, they split between these two. 17 is 8 and 9. If they attacked, I mean, they need 3 attacks. So no, they couldn't get through. Even with Hody, they wouldn't have been able to get through. We completely shut that game down in that instant. They had nothing. So even if they had their next turn and attacked into our board, all we needed to do was attack all of our Don into them and we would have gotten through because they didn't have a blocker. So really straightforward game. I hope you enjoyed those games. This is Zoro Sanji. Lots of shenanigans can be played with this deck. Very fun one. Bring it to your locals. You will have a blast. The thing I like about this deck is even if you lose, you can still have a lot of fun and your opponent will appreciate what this thing can do. They'll always be like, what is going on here? This card is bonkers. So have some fun with it. Take it to your locals. And until next time, look after yourselves and look after your decks.